Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I am one of the hosts this evening, Michael, followed by other host, Kat.
Hi.
And we're going to bitch about Five Nights at Freddy's, or at least I am. I don't know her feelings about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
But we both watched it, and so we're at least going to talk about that for a hot minute.
Yep.
So, notoriously runs away from horror movies, Kat.
That's not a horror movie.
Why did you decide to watch this movie that was marketed as a horror movie?
Because one, I was curious. Like, I was just genuinely like, what the fuck are they gonna do with this? So I was curious about that. But then two, Ryan's little brother loves Five Nights at Freddy's, so he really wanted to see it and has been talking about the production for years. So I was like, yeah, I'll see it.
It is considered an entry-level horror movie. That is its thing. Horror for kids.
Well, it also wasn't scary. So
no, not at all.
Except Balloon Boy.
Yeah, except for Balloon Boy.
Horrifying.
Well, it's like the movie. Spoilers for this movie. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about it, we're talking about
it. We're not gonna do
no.
non-spoiler version for fucking Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Like the movie's like first 30 minutes are like it attempting to be a horror movie and not succeeding, but at least it's attempting. And then after that,
I didn't feel like it was supposed to be that.
I mean, it is.
I know, but like
it like barely tried, and then it just after 30 minutes it just kind of stops.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a weird
like it's
fucking.
Just like, it's like creepy, but like not.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it, like the creepy, like kind of like just like murder stuff vibe. Like it's really only in the first 30, and then it stops. And then all of a sudden they're dancing and singing with a child, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
because so that's the thing is like, Ryan and his brother really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was good. Like I'll say it's good.
Okay.
But they like really enjoyed it, and they thought that it like they did a really good job. I don't know.
Those are our opinions.
What I would have wanted to like be better, because obviously, have you played the original game?
I played the original.
Yeah.
Never any of the others.
So
I don't even know if I beat it. I don't because I didn't play it for long because I found it boring.
I literally did it on stream, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like
it was not for that. I think I just found it boring.
But I did it because I was too scared. I was like, I can't.
I've watched
like
lore videos though.
Yeah,
like
and I, like
stuff.
I know what all of the games are, and like I've watched like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like etc. like play the game, so I know all of the games. But I've only actually played the first one myself. And since this is mainly supposed to be about that first one,
kinda, yeah.
I mean they mix in lore for pretty much like all of them, but it's mainly supposed to be like that first one because the other ones are literally at different locations. So it's supposed to be that first one.
Plus, the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's is all over the place because
specifically books and stuff.
Well, yeah, that, but also specifically the creator would see Game Theory's videos, and he went on record apparently at one point
and said he would change stuff.
He was like, he saw it and was like, well, I'm just gonna change it then.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be right.
That's funny.
Like, so like he would just change though. That's why like a lot of people are like, the lore makes no fucking sense.
I watched Matt Pat's video on it because obviously like he was in it, and so he talked about it.
Sure was.
He talked about it afterwards, and he didn't mention in it that like I thought that would be an interesting to mention that Scott literally would change the lore just so Matt Pat wasn't right.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that like yes and no. Like I see what he's going for. Like he wants people to be surprised, so he wants to change it. But then also at the same time, like if that's just a good like plot point, like then just keep it anyways.
Yeah, I don't know how far that goes. I just know that he has said that like he'll get things, and I'd just be like, well, no.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know how far it goes, but it feels kind of petty that you're gonna be like, this dude figured it out, and you're just gonna change it. Like, why?
Well, so Matt Pat had lied on like a live stream and literally said, lied. So it's like one of those like half-truths things, because he said that he wasn't one of the creators that was invited to go look at the set. So technically that's true, because there was a bunch of people who weren't in the movie but like were invited to go like check everything out. So he said that, which is true. He wasn't. He was invited to be in the movie, which is like a separate thing.
Mention.
Apparently they didn't tell him he couldn't. Like he just didn't like want to.
Well, I think it was during the strike and stuff too, right?
Yes, it was
So-
during the strike, but he actually didn't mention the strike. I don't think. I mean, I watched this video like right after the movie came out, so it's been a couple weeks, but I don't think he even mentioned the strike because he was talking about the movie and the strike was still going on. So I guess maybe because he's not an actor in the guild or whatever, like he didn't.
Yeah, though technically you still consider a scab for that regardless.
Oh, well, I don't know.
If he was promoting it. Well, actually talking about it in any way technically counts as promoting.
Yeah, he wasn't. Actually, did he say go see it? I don't remember.
Because when it came out, Matthew Lillard made a post.
Yeah, I saw his TikTok.
Where he was like, hey,
I'm in this thing. Thanks.
you guys are cool.
Yeah.
I won't say for what or for any other reason, but
Yeah.
you're all cool.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? But so Matt Pat had said on this live stream, being like, I wasn't one of those creators. He seemed so upset, and everybody was just like, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe this.
I do remember that.
Yeah, like, I can't believe this. And I genuinely, like, and multiple people thought it was because Scott didn't like him because of his theories. And we're like, maybe that's why he wasn't, like, invited because of that. And that made sense. So now that you said, like, the petty thing, but obviously he was, and he was just, like, lying, or, like, a
Markiplier was supposed to be in it, too. He just
I know.
couldn't.
He said that, Matt Pat said that in his videos, that he saw it was supposed to be him as the night guard that was killed. At the beginning, that was who he was supposed to be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was.
And he's making his own movies, so it just didn't align.
It was literally, I think he was like, it was either I got 8 hours of sleep between making my movie or not sleeping at all and doing another full 2 days of recording. And he was like, I couldn't do it.
He still has time to be in like the other.
Yeah, there's
movie.
going to be fucking billions.
Exactly.
Of
So
sequels.
like. Well, I think it's 3. Matthew Lillard had said that he's in a 3-movie contract.
In for 3.
So I'm assuming that it's just 3, because unless they're gonna renew a contract later if they decide to make more.
Great new meme template though from that movie.
Which one?
The one where it's just him going, so what are we gonna do about this, Mike? Or like the your options are very limited here, Mike. Mm-hmm. You know, those two. I have been seeing those on TikTok everywhere.
I haven't seen that, but I have seen everybody just like really likes that scene of just like telling him there's nothing you do for him and then just being like instantly like, I have a job for you. Like, it's like, what the fuck? What was I saying at the beginning though, before we started talking about Matt Pat? Oh yeah. So I don't know what I would have wanted to get more, because it didn't feel like the first game at all, right?
No, not
like,
even a little bit.
Exactly. So like, it's not, besides being in the setting of the place, which I think they did a good job with. Like, it looked good. But obviously you can't just have a movie of some guy just like sitting and like checking the lights. And like, I know they couldn't have done that.
Honestly, you probably could have.
I mean, at least for one scene they could have.
That, or I feel like you probably could have made it at least a little bit of a thing. Like, I'm not saying I wanted that, but I feel like if it was done right, you could pull that off as being a part of the movie in general.
At least the beginning.
Yeah,
like I didn't like the
like
fact,
maybe that first guard or something.
I didn't like that's true. They definitely could have done that, because I actually didn't like the fact that they like never were really interested in hurting him. Like, it never would, because the whole point of the game is like they are. Yeah. So like, it didn't give. But again, like, I don't know what I would have wanted.
I would have just wanted them wanting to kill him the entire time.
Yeah, because there's only like
that's what I want from a horror movie.
That's like they only have that one scene where they're like attacking him. I think it's Foxy. Like, attacks him. But like, that's really it. I don't know.
Like it's not. Again, like, it barely is a horror movie for the first 30, and then it stops. It just stops even attempting to be one.
I hated the fort scene. I thought it was really dumb. Like,
literally, because me, Kieran, and Colin were watching it together. And once there was like songs and they were building shit, all of us just looked at each other and were like, why are we here? Why are we watching this? And we were doing it for free in my basement.
Oh, you watched it on Peacock?
Yeah.
Got it.
We just got the free trial.
We went to the theater for the whole experience.
No, we refused
Day
to pay.
It came out, like, we were there.
Nope.
Nobody was dressed up. I think I might have seen somebody doing like a half puppet cosplay, like just like the stripes kind of thing, like a.
Also, you probably wouldn't have known it because I'm guessing you've never seen any of the Scream movies.
I've seen the first one.
Oh, okay. Did you know that
I watched it here at your house.
Did you notice that he did the knife thing? When Matthew Lillard,
I didn't notice that he did it, but I did see a TikTok showing both clips, so I did know that he did it, but I didn't like notice that on my own.
It was literally like the one thing where Kieran was like, "Oh, they did it. All right."
I think that Matthew Lillard is so adorable.
I love Matthew Lillard.
I'm on Matthew Lillard TikTok. Like they just show.
He's such a nerd. He plays D&D.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He has his own whiskey.
Yeah.
Everybody loves like having their own brand of whiskey. That's like the thing to do.
It's also super expensive.
Aren't they all?
No, not all.
Really?
Metallica's black whiskey is actually super affordable.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Matthew Lillard's is $120. Not to say it's bad. I don't know. I've never had it, but it's expensive, and I probably would not pay that much. It's sold out anyway.
Well, so people are paying it, so it doesn't matter. I'm not a whiskey drinker. I'm a vodka drinker, so like I wouldn't get it anyways. So
Matthew Lillard, next one, vodka.
If he comes out with it, and it'd probably also be $120.
Probably.
So I guess I wouldn't try the Matthew Lillard vodka. Also, what psychopath drinks vodka on the rocks? Like whiskey on the rock, like, you hear that. Like,
yeah, because there's no real point of making a special vodka because you're going to mix it with things.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
people do
martinis are just vodka.
Yeah, that's usually if you do like ones that don't have like sweetness in it.
Yeah.
Because usually that will kind of like overpower it. By overpower, I mean drinkable, because that's usually like I like lemon drop martinis because it doesn't really just taste like vodka. But yeah, if you get like a dirty one or something, like you're absolutely tasting the vodka. Anyways, doesn't
Either
matter.
way. But yeah, no, the fort scene, like literally that was the moment where I was like, oh, this movie's awful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I already didn't like it, but then that scene started and I was like, oh, it's just
People
bad.
really liked it because they were like, oh, it was so cute. Because like, they are children. So like it is cute to like see that and whatever. But like,
Even though they did absolutely murder that first guard.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I don't know. Like, I thought that the movie was good, but I didn't think it was like amazing or anything.
I gave it a solid 1.5 out of 10.
Wait, can I make fun of a part? Like, when fucking Vanessa takes his pills and throws it into like that river or whatever.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
setting it. Bitch, it's on site. You're gonna throw my fucking medication into the fucking river? Like, like she thought she ate. Like she was like
She did. He wanted her.
Like.
He wanted her. He even wanted her after she admitted about everything.
It wasn't like. He wasn't like.
Sometimes if they're hot enough, you could ignore
You can throw
the
my
problems.
medication into the river. Like, it's okay.
It was sleeping pills that he only used to get into a specific dream. It wasn't like he needed them. Now, I still think it's fucked up, but I will say it's slightly less fucked up because he's not doing it for a medical reason.
They're having money troubles, and you're gonna throw medication
into
the river. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It is still absolutely fucked up because it's expensive.
Yeah.
But like, let's not pretend it's like for
sorry,
his
Vanessa, with your
bipolar disorder or something.
Fucking salary, you can
Right.
throw medication into the river.
But no, I do agree that there's like, you literally, I think Kieran made a comment about that. He's like, you know how much fucking money those are worth?
Literally, like, why are you throwing my medication to the river? And she was like so proud of herself, and I'm like, what is?
She's hot though.
I really thought
That's all that mattered.
that he was gonna go into the river and get them. Like, I thought they were gonna show that.
He probably did.
And
after.
I would have respected
He
that.
probably
Like,
cut scene cut and he walked into that river.
I would have respected showing, because that even more shows like, no, I really need to find out about my brother,
Right.
and then to do that. So, but no scene of him.
And then
going
it turns
into the
out it
river.
was Matthew Lillard the whole time.
I mean, didn't everybody know it was Matthew Lillard the whole time? Like, there really was no Matthew Lillard.
It wasn't even an attempt of
yeah,
hiding it.
no.
Especially once they cast Matthew Lillard, you're like, oh, so he's gonna be the villain.
But also, I didn't like the fact that Vanessa was in it, because Vanessa's from Security Breach, so like that's the last game that came out.
He actually does have a daughter?
So I know lots of like lore and like stuff about.
Okay, I was like, because I've watched MatPat's videos, but up to like I think the third game, and then I stopped watching game theory altogether.
Well, so I don't know every single one of his videos because he does ones on like the books and stuff like that. Like, I don't know most of it because I didn't even know what the hell he was talking about, so like I wasn't watching them. But so in the movie, the families are like switched. So basically, there's William Afton, and then I think his partner was named Henry. Is that right? I don't know. He has a partner, and the partner is the one that makes the animatronics. And so in the books, William is the one that has 3 kids. And Henry only has 1. So in this, it's swapped. If this is what it's supposed to be. Obviously, it's a theory. Like, you don't see, like, it isn't talked about. But that would make sense why Matthew Lillard is, wants to kill Mike and then kidnapped the son. Because in the books, William Afton actually does kidnap Henry. I think his name is Henry, his son. So, like, and then, but so they swapped it. So William Afton only has the 1 kid, and then Henry has the 3, which is supposed to, it's a theory that Mike is, like, his son. Because you see his dad in the flashback, and then when you see the tape of, like, when he starts the, like, intro employee tape, there's a guy in the back working on the animatronics, and he kind of looks like he's the same person as, like, the dad in the flashbacks. So it's, like, a whole theory about that's actually him. But so,
you've ever had to watch any of those kind of tapes? Like
an employee when I worked at McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because I've had to do it for one job, and they're always like from the 90s or the 80s, and they're awful.
Yep, I sure did have to watch. I think I did like.
Was yours like updated or was it old?
No, it was old, but I don't think it was 90s. I want to say it was like 2000s, but like it was definitely like not the right era of like when because I worked in high school. I think I was a freshman. Like I was freshly 14 and working at McDonald's.
Right.
So, fucking, when would I be? 14, 2012?
Somewhere around
so
there.
I think it was like early 2000, like but it wasn't right. But I swear I watched like videos for like a fucking week and took quizzes like at McDonald's. Like that's what it was when you were first hired. I'm like, it's McDonald's. Like, why do you have to do so much? I don't know. But yes, definitely had to do that. But
yeah, when I was working at a pet store, they had it.
A pet store?
Yeah, literally, like it was an aquarium thing. Like they sold fish. They called it an aquarium. But like it was like a private business too. They had a videotape.
Is it the one like by here?
By here, yeah.
I just went there last weekend.
Does it start with a B? I
don't know what it's called.
Whatever aquarium.
It says aquarium in the name.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
We'll talk about it after.
But they had a video, and like it's again a private business, and it was literally from the 80s. Like,
but it said like that business, like they made that there. Like, that's so weird. Like McDonald's at least makes sense, Yeah,
because you're just having people all over the fucking nation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was what I had to watch for it. It was like put together. I was like, "There's no fucking way this is real." Because I think I was 16 at the time, so I was like I was working at 14, but none of the jobs prior gave me anything like that.
The video.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like, and it was the worst put together thing on the planet.
I'm sure if it's not like at least
it was horrendous.
Yeah, because they're making it their own home video. Like
it was awful.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, but so they think that they've like swapped their kids, and then can I just go? I like know lots of theories for this. Can I just like rattle them off?
Sure.
Okay. So you don't care like about because you don't like the movie, so it doesn't matter.
It was
right?
horrendous.
Because Ryan,
I can't believe it has an 87 audience score.
Ryan won't let me talk about it because he doesn't want to be spoiled for the other movies. I don't know. Doesn't
spoil
matter.
What?
Because it could be that I don't know. He doesn't even watch like game theory, like because of it.
You could guess everything that was kind of going to happen in this movie to start, except
no,
I guess
like
that's not entirely true.
Stuff that I would never get if you don't know the lore.
Jump into dance and song. I didn't expect that.
That's true. So there is.
Also, I would like to point out real quick that shout out to the Zathura kid. The only thing I know Josh Hutcherson from. I know he's in other things. I know. But I only ever refer to him because every time I see him, I'm like, that's the kid from Zathura.
So
that's
random.
it. He was
I always forget he's in that.
He was like, what, 10? And that is forever the role I will know him as. And
I just watched this year, Bridge to Terabithia.
He is.
I just watched
Shout out to that girl.
Sad. I did not know that was gonna happen. Fucking wild, bro. Like the heartbreak that I fucking felt. Like
you watched that this year? You didn't know that?
Yeah, I never watched it before. I literally never watched it before, and I was fucking shook, bro. Like did not expect that.
Yeah, but I only ever refer to him as the kid from Zathura.
Even though I saw him in Zathura first, because I watched that when that came out, I always just thought of him as the Hunger Games guy. Like, I didn't think of him as that. Which, I'm very excited for the new Hunger Games coming out.
That makes one person on the planet.
No, there are so many people who are excited for this movie.
That makes one person on this planet.
What?
Most people I know didn't even care about the sequels.
We were just talking about how we were excited yesterday, so that's at least 2 people on the planet.
2 people excited for it.
There's people that are excited for this movie. It's not.
Why? There's nothing about it that seems interesting.
I thought it when I heard the synopsis, like I thought it was interesting.
I say that. I mean, I get it. Like whatever, you like what you like, but I don't see any draw.
You're gonna see it anyways.
No, I'm not.
You're really not gonna see it?
No.
Don't you see every movie that comes out?
I didn't see any of the Hunger Game movies after the first.
Really?
I thought they were all bad.
I just watched them all this year because they were like being taken off of Netflix or something. So I decided to watch them.
Yeah, no. I went to go see every movie when they were $5, and yeah, technically I could go for free, but I have no desire to see. I just have
because of that.
Unless somebody was like, "Hey, I'll go with you," then I'll go see a movie. But I'm not gonna go see a shitty movie by myself and have nobody to complain to about it.
It's free. You already pay for it.
But then I have no one to bitch to about it.
Well, you can bitch to me after you see it. So I don't know. But anyways, doesn't matter.
Be bad.
We don't need to talk about Hunger Games. We can talk about Hunger Games after we see the movie. But anyways, so fuck, what were we talking about?
You were talking about theories.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I felt very proud of this. So after we saw the movie, because we saw it opening night, at the end, you know when they're like spelling out something? You might not have even watched that far.
I mean, I watched to the credit where the fucking
I think it's an after
cupcake
credit
or whatever.
thing.
Or no, the balloon boy is in the cab.
I think it's an after credit thing, or it's during the credits or something. But it ends up spelling. So we were all in the theater and people were talking, and then all of a sudden we like realized, but too many letters in, that it was spelling something. And but then we were just guessing, so we guessed that it was "come find me," and then I ended up like looking it up.
Oh yeah,
and then,
I saw that.
Yeah. So, but I'm really good at like listening to voices and like recognizing them. I do that with animes all the time, being like, oh, that's this character. Like I do that all the time. Even this is like my proudest moment. There was this game that came out, well, actually they decided to not come out with it, but so it was like an alpha testing or a beta testing, whichever one it was, came out. And this was a game that was made by some streamer. And Ryan and his friend were streaming it, that they were like playing the testing. And the actual streamer like who made it came into his stream. So he was just like going through like people who are streaming and like talking to them about it and like what they think and whatever. And I was talking because he was testing out the different characters. I think there was only like 3 characters, but as he was playing that, I was literally like, oh, that's Christina V. Like I literally was like in the chat like saying who they are. And Ryan was like making fun of me that I always have to like listen really hard and like figure out. And so he says it's like my one talent. And the streamer was like,
that seems so mean though. Your one talent.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I don't have any talents. I don't think he specifically says that's your one and only talent, but I would say it is. And the streamer literally was like really impressed with me. He was like, how did you know that? Like, we don't have that anywhere. Like, saying that to it because it's like the alpha, the beta testing or whatever. And I felt so acknowledged. Like I was like, yes, because I never get any appreciation for it. But then I was like guessing what that is. I was like, I could just hear it. Like I could hear that it's their voice. But anyways, besides that, but so the voice that says it, because it's like that robotic sound or whatever. I was like, I know that voice. Like, I know it's like somebody, it's not random. Like, I was like, it's something. And I was just trying to think. And like, for like 2 hours, like, I'm just like brewing. Like, I'm just like sitting, like thinking, like, what is this? Like, it's so familiar. Because I remember, I don't even know how many years ago, but there was like, I feel like it's probably on TikTok or something. But like, I had seen like a random video where it just shows like every character's like voice or something, like how you always like see stuff like that. And so I was like, maybe that was it, but I was trying to search that video and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I was like, what is, like, it's something, like, what is it? Like, I was just like, it's literally somebody, it's not random, that's somebody's specific voice. And
it's the, what is it, the rabbit that everyone wants to fuck? Fox? The girl, the fucking female animatronic.
Mangle?
I don't know. There's one that everyone wants
I think
to
Mangle's
fuck.
a dude, but just has lipstick on.
No, there's one that's like supposed to like
Roxanne Wolf from Security Breach.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, well that's the newest game. But no, because they talk. They have actual voices in Security Breach. So, like, they all the characters actually like talk like real words. And so I was trying to figure it out, and like me and Ryan's brother are just like talking about it, and then I don't know how, and he didn't even. Ryan always jokes that his brother's name is Colin too. He always jokes that me and Colin are two brain cells, like, and because we always like think the same or like say the same dumb shit, like that we're just. And mind you, he's 13, so but that we're two brain cells. And so there's so many times that we're like talking, we figure out something by just like talking to each other. So he always says that we're the two halves. And he said something about a mini game, and that was instantly, it's the puppet. Like, there's a mini game, and I was like, it's the puppet. So I looked up all the mini games, and then it's like 2 hours of footage, and I like went to it until I found it, and I like confirmed. I was like, it is the puppet that's like saying, come find me. And I felt so fucking proud of that, because it was like opening night, and Ryan's like, you guys should make a post about it, like, because we tried looking it up and nobody had said who that voice was, because I literally was like looking up. I tried to find it on Reddit or anything if somebody could say who's talking at the end of like the FNAF movie, because obviously it's the first day. So he's like, you should make it, because Ryan's little brother makes videos, so he's like, you should make a video, like that would be great for your channel, like blah blah blah. Didn't want to do it. We both didn't do it. Eventually, I think it came out this week. Matt Pett came out with a video, and he talks about how that's the puppet and shows like the mini game. And I was like, I knew it. I was sort of like, maybe we should have made the video, but like whatever. But I was just very proud that like figuring it out. But anyways, so
give you your own conspiracy corner on this channel.
just FNAF lore.
Yeah.
Like, but so it's a theory that Mike's brother is the puppet. I don't remember what his name is.
Who knows?
But so that his spirit's in there, because then people were saying when they were watching the movie on Peacock, because it was a little bit easier to see, you can see that like the puppets in the background of like some scene, like in a top corner, you can kind of see that it was there. So it's like a theory that's that. And then that's one theory. So he's saying come find me because like his brother is like in the place. But obviously it's a theory because he wasn't even, well, I guess he could have brought him back to the pizza place and killed him there, but like, you know, it's maybe that he wasn't killed there. There's, because you don't know anything about Security Breach, but Vanessa is a security guard in Security Breach, not a police officer, but they changed it. And she has like a persona, like an evil persona named Vanny. She just wears like a bunny suit, but it's like a skin type bunny suit and not like a big animatronic suit. So people like don't go. You're gonna be unimpressed with it. Like it's not like
I'm
sexy or anything.
Like,
but people do like simp over it. But and she just like parades herself up there, and she tries to kill you while you're in the megaplex or whatever it's called. But so there's a theory that she'll get out of a coma, and then she'll like Matthew Lillard's ghost or something will go and convince her to be Vanny to like do that. Like that's a theory. There's also a theory that she's not human.
I forgot she was in a coma.
Yeah, that she's not human. That she's like this endoskeleton thing. I think that was in
that she's just a really
third
good
one.
puppet.
Yeah, because there's something like that. I think it might be in the third game. There's like a humanoid type thing, because she doesn't bleed when he stabs her. So people say that could just be because they were trying to keep their PG-13 rating.
Probably.
Or it's on purpose.
Does anybody bleed?
I don't. but nobody else really. Yeah, he bleeds when Foxy cuts him.
Does he? Does he?
Yeah. Or at least you see you see it.
I know you see the cuts,
So
but were they
count?
bleeding?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I don't remember either.
So people theorize that she's not human, but other people are like, no, I literally just think it's because they were trying to keep their rating.
And they couldn't show any more
Yes.
blood if there was prior.
So that's it. So that one's not too strong of a theory. Another one is, I think this was a MatPat theory. But because there's ones that I've seen on TikTok and then there's ones I've seen from game theory, or maybe it was film theory, whichever.
It's probably film theory just because it's a movie.
Yes. What's the sister's name? Mike's sister? Why am I blanking on her name? But there's theories that she's not human and she's a robot because when she's
Abby?
Yes, Abby. When she is, do you remember when she gets electrocuted?
Yes.
She touches
yes.
Bonnie's guitar.
Yep. She flies back 30 billion feet.
And that should have killed somebody. And then, so people talk about, I think this was a MatPat theories, but the similarity between when they short circuit all of the animatronics, they're just offline for a short bit and then they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what happens to Abby. She touches the guitar, short circuits, and then, she gets up and she's fine.
Or she just goes unconscious from the amount of electricity pumped into her.
But like you said, she jumps in, she should have been hurt.
But also, there's a bunch of random wacky shit that kind of happens that I'm because
but
in most movies you touch something electric and you fly back.
Yeah, but so I don't remember because I wasn't prepared to talk about any of these. These are just random things that I've seen in it, so I could be getting a lot of shit wrong because
I just what I wanted this movie to be. I didn't even really want it to be anything necessarily because I didn't really care. But I didn't even get what I would figure it would be, which is at the very least a horror movie. The story is not well written. And it feels like the reason for doing things and why things happen in the story is just because the plot demands it. It doesn't feel like things I don't know, flow naturally, I guess. I'm trying to think of nobody talks like a human in a lot of the scenes.
What do you mean?
They all the dialogue feels very much in anime when characters refer to other characters by their full name every time. Where it's nobody talks like that.
I do that. There's some people that are just firsty lasties and you just gotta say their whole name.
Firsties, lasties. You do this enough that you've made a phrase of it.
I guess so.
I don't think I've ever once been Matt Smith. Every time I see somebody.
There's this one specific guy that there's a couple people that I think you say their whole name, but there's this one specific guy that I was friends with in high school, and I always referred to him by his whole name and never anything less. And I saw him a couple weeks ago on the train, and it felt weird because he was with his family and I was also with my family. It felt weird to then say his entire name. So I called him by only his first name, when I was getting off the train, to be bye blank. And it felt so fucking wrong to not say his whole name. But no, there's people, they're firsty lasties.
Okay, but most people don't do that.
I guess.
And you don't do that for most people you know.
Yeah, I mean they've gotta have a firsty lasty name that it sounds right.
But but my point is most people don't do that on the norm. And even when you meet somebody and they're hi, I'm John Smith, you don't go, hi, John Smith. You just go, hi, John. Like, you know, like you don't.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, it's not like a normal thing somebody usually says. Like, I can't think of specifics just because I saw the movie weeks ago, right? At least a week ago. I saw it on the 3rd of November. So,
why did you see it randomly?
Colin wanted to watch it, and both him and Kieran were at work and talking about it, and so they were like, we should watch it tonight.
Okay.
And I was like, I mean, I'm here, so I guess.
Because I think it came out the week before Halloween.
Yeah, we
Or
had no
maybe
desire
even
to go see it.
2 before, so it's been out for like almost a month.
Yeah, it was out for a little bit, yeah.
Actually, it might be like a month right now.
But so I don't remember specifics. I just remember when I wrote my review for it that there were conversations that did not feel like this is how a person speaks.
Did it seem like they were just telling you plot, like in their sentences? Because I don't remember this. Like
I literally because I didn't like get into much like specifics about it. I just said there were so many conversations that would just not be how someone would talk.
Your reviews are always
not
detailed.
Always. No, it's sometimes it's just me rambling on what my thought was immediately after, and then being done with it. Sometimes I go specific, other times I don't. But like it just like I don't know. A lot of it was just not very good. I will say, the animatronics, the puppets, looked great. They also moved fantastically.
Well,
Jim Henson Company, awesome work.
I think there was 2 different ones. Like one that it was a suit that people were inside, and then there was one that it was like just the animatronic
God, I can't
alone.
believe they put people inside those dangerous suits.
So dangerous.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I mean, but like, either way, like they looked great. They looked great. They were cool.
They had them at like a pop-up museum or something that people could go see.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jim Henson, Jesus Christ, Henson Company.
They did
do great work.
They did what?
They're the Muppets.
Oh, okay. They did something else too.
The Muppets.
Was it? Did they do?
They did a lot of movies back in the day, like Pan's Labyrinth, I think.
Yeah. There's a different one. Fuck. What is it called? Was that them? What is it called? I can literally like see it, but I can't. Something about a crystal. The name.
Dark Crystal.
Is it the Dark Crystal?
Yeah, I think they did that too.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was
Jim
thinking.
Henson's company has done a lot of stuff.
Okay, wait. So maybe you'll know. Are they problematic? Did something happen? I saw like some like TikTok about them like being like, oh, you know,
Jim Henson Company?
Yeah, being like the animatronics look great, but they were like made by the Jim Henson Company, and like they were like mad about it, but like nobody specific, like people were like, oh man, but like nobody specifically said it, and like I couldn't find it. I'm like, did something happen? Did they?
As far as I'm aware, no.
It was like weird, and I couldn't find anything else on it, but like there was people in the comments like agreeing, so I was like, did they do something? Like I don't know, I couldn't find it, so I was wondering because you seemed like you like knew them. So
as far as I'm aware, they have done anything bad.
Okay. I didn't know if they not accidentally, but like said a political view or something, or like I don't know, but I really couldn't find any more details on it, so I didn't know.
Apparently there was like alleged stuff that their working conditions weren't great.
Oh.
This was something that came up last year apparently. I never heard anything about that, but yeah, apparently like puppeteers were saying that the workplace wasn't the best.
Oh, okay.
Which he's dead, so I mean, I can imagine that
Somebody
whoever took
doing it,
over would probably run it more for profit than fun.
Yeah.
Which was
That's
his
like
whole point.
A passion.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't be surprised. Especially in the fucking film industry, everybody finds a way to fuck everybody over.
Yeah.
Hence strikes
So
for the last fucking.
The strike's over now, right?
Yes. Well, the actors have, as far as I'm aware, the actors have not yet voted, but the strike is over.
Oh, so but they're
yeah. So the WGA is already over. That was ratified. The SAG figureheads finally came to an agreement between them and the AMTP or whatever. They voted on it and it passed. Now it goes to the actors to then vote and pass
Got it.
So I don't think the actor vote has happened, but the strike has ended.
But so did they announce like what they agreed on, like
They've
what they're
been
getting?
slowly doing that. Yes.
Okay, so do you know any of it?
I mean, I could look it up
Oh,
for the
well, I was
specifics.
just curious if
they
you
got
knew
it. I mean, they
yourself.
in general they got a bunch of wage increases. They got a bunch more like just better benefits and stuff like that, and safety stuff like the protection against AI. They can't just scan you and be done with it.
Yeah.
Which also for background actors, they can't just scan people and then use the scans forever. They have to pay them regardless. So if they don't want to use the person, they still got to pay them for the thing. Better residuals from streaming services, which means streaming services have to be more open about how much viewership they get and how much money. So that way people will actually make money off when things are watched on their services, stuff like that. The AI was apparently like the biggest one that they were really trying to make sure they got protections from.
I have a question about residuals, though maybe you'll know, maybe you won't. But so, them wanting residuals for when it's watched on streaming services, did they get that when stuff was on TV or in like theaters?
Always, yeah.
Oh,
Residuals are a default.
Oh, okay.
They still technically get them from streaming, but they get basically nothing.
Because I wasn't sure if that was like a thing before. Because I was like, how do they know? Because like with streaming, like obviously like there's input of like something on an IP. Like that's like that seems almost easier
for TV and theaters and stuff. It's paid out because a network paid to put it on a time slot, whether or not someone watched it or not.
Okay, so
a network put it on.
That's
there.
what I was wondering because I was like, how would they know?
Yeah,
like,
no, a network put it on there.
Okay.
So they have the ad revenue from the ads they ran or whatever. Even if they didn't, somebody still paid to have them put it on their time slot in that time. So, yeah, like he does it on TikTok. So I'm surprised you haven't seen it. But like the Dante Bosco, the voice of Zuko, and other things. He does a
I haven't seen his.
He does like a residual like
explanation
thing, like where he just gets his checks in the mail and he picks a random one and then sees how much it's worth and talks about like whatever it was for. So like
I haven't
it's
seen
like
his TikTok at all. The only thing I've seen is one video that went viral was him, and I don't even think I saw his actual video. I think I saw someone who drew it out like as like a little like comic kind of thing, animation, about him going to Starbucks and then him saying like Dante and someone it's like the first looking up and be like, "Are you Prince Zuko?" He's like, yes, I am. That's the only thing I've seen.
So like he's gotten checks where it's like some random thing that he showed up in as a background actor in like the 80s, and he gets like 32 cents.
Yeah,
funny. Like so, but it played somewhere.
It costs them more to issue that check. So like, so at my job, if somebody's like owed money, if it's less than $20, we can't issue it to them until like we'll do it on cycle instead of like off cycle to just send them the check because it costs us more money to like issue the check and get it like mailed to them. But
it's like something like that, right? Where it would
and then to be 32 cents, like we don't even do $20, and they don't. They're giving 32 cents.
I think the point would be because like.
Well, I know they have to get paid. Like they don't have a choice.
Yeah, obviously, but also just like. Say it's that random movie he was an extra in. He would literally, I think I remember he was like, I don't even know who would be playing this. I don't, so he like, you can't wait for it to get to $20 because why are they playing it in the first place?
But we only waited because we do payroll weekly. So like, obviously, like you're just waiting till and if somebody's inactive, like we'll send them the check, even if it's for $5. Like, that doesn't matter. We'll do that. But like, I just thought it's funny because they literally told us like, oh, if they end up calling you, like just explain to them, like you'll get it next week. Like it's too low of a fund that like we can't.
I'd be pissed.
If you had to wait for $5.
What if I need that money?
$5?
What if I need it?
For what?
Some people live off of all very little.
$5? Okay.
I'm just saying, people live off very little.
Like that,
sometimes $5 makes a difference.
That fucking Twitch girl that it's like, it's just $5. Like, you can't give $5. It's so fucked up.
No, but that's a fucked up version of that.
I know.
Some people need $5.
I guess. But, like, I mean, I guess you could do it on your phone. I never do it on my phone. Because I was going to say, I feel like you'd use more, like, gas and, like, time to go deposit the check. But you could totally do it on your phone. So I guess not.
But, yeah, no. So, residuals have always been a thing. The problem was that basically everybody was like, we don't get shit from streaming services, and like people even like,
and then the people are streaming all the time,
yeah,
so like they should.
Like there are many people that are like,
when they sign the contract to put it on a streaming service, do they get anything?
Sometimes not really. They're like, it all depends. But like there have been people that are like, you know, like a Netflix show that like they produced and just came out, and like let's say Wednesday, right? Like actors being like, yo, what? Apparently it's the most streamed thing for the last 2 weeks, and I haven't seen shit. Like, and like, you know, like people that are like, I made this. It's apparently huge. I've never seen any money from it. So like so the writer's strike was for basically the same general stuff of like assurances and making sure that they were more transparent about how many people watch the thing, how much money you made, so that way you can pay us out for
I knew that they wanted
things.
like more wages for like actually doing it, but I didn't know about the like residual
and
stuff.
then for writers room, or for the writers too, it was like guaranteed writers room time. Like you have to have a writers room so that way they can plan things out. That showrunners and writers will be on set for certain things. That's why Marvel had to do a bunch of reworking for different TV shows and whatnot after the writers strike ended, because they like didn't have any of that, and so they were basically like forced to kind of restart it. Also, they restarted because apparently it was awful.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, I feel like their past couple movies like haven't been really good. Is it because like they don't have stuff like that?
No, so it's not like that. It was more just like that streaming services especially, but it was also just in general. But streaming services especially were just kind of being exploitative about stuff. Like they would give people different job titles, so they technically didn't get like the benefit of being a writer and a
so they didn't have to like credit them?
Not that they didn't have to credit them, but that they didn't have to pay them the right amount of being both a showrunner and a writer. They would like name it something else, so it technically wasn't that. So it was like really fucked up business practices.
Yeah.
So it was just stuff to like kind of fix all that. And then there's also the whole thing with WB where they scrapped the Coyote movie. I don't know if you've seen anything about that.
No,
So they were
I don't
making
know what
like another kind of live action animation movie with Wile E. Coyote.
Can I complain? It's 2 seconds, but I just saw this like right before I came here. They're already making a live action Moana.
Yes.
Why?
Because
that just
The Rock
came out,
demanded it.
Oh, he did?
Basically.
Oh, like that shit just came out like what, like 5 fucking years ago or something? Like,
don't even get me started.
Just make new fucking movies. Like, why are we doing it? Like,
you know what the pipeline should be? The pipeline should be live action to animated. It should not be animated to live action.
I don't know. Like, it's so weird. Like, I think that they do it because, and I didn't know this for like so long, there's such a stigma against like animated things that like, which I think is
animators get paid dog shit and are abused as fuck.
Wild, because there literally people that just refuse to watch anything animated. Like I've watched cartoons like my whole, I guess that's what it is, because I've watched cartoons my whole life. Like when I first got into anime, like when Ryan was asking me like if I would watch it, and you know the first thing I watched was My Hero. And he was talking about it because, you know, he really loved the show and he was worried that I wouldn't like it. I remember having this specific conversation with him.
It's funny because I had that exact same conversation with my girlfriend at the time.
Like, I remember being on the phone there. Like, I remember it so vividly and him talking about the show. And I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Like, it sounds interesting. That's an interesting concept. Like, you know, because it's much easier to do an animated show that has, like, a wild kind of premise than versus that, because like, you know, the guy who's a fucking Windex bottle, like that's his head, like, you know, that's like much harder to do, so it's like easier to do that in something like that. And so him being like, yeah, I'm just really worried you won't like it, and I was like, but why wouldn't I? And then he's just like, well, because you've never watched anime before. And I'm like, but I watch cartoons, right? Like, so what's the difference? Like, it's
I didn't have that cartoon bridge. I was just taking a leap of being like, I swear you'll like this, just believe me.
No, because
and she did, so it worked out.
Because I've watched cartoons my entire life, so like, because, and even like, it's not even like, oh, I watched cartoons and then I took a break. Like, no, I was actively like always watching cartoons and like anything. So why would it be different? Especially because I wasn't watching in Japanese. Like I was gonna watch the English, so I'm like, there's literally no difference because it's another cartoon that's in English. But anyways, I was just thinking because And the thing is, like, especially with Disney and, like, people are so mad. It's, like, people want them to go back to, like, that 2D, like animation.
And they will never do it.
Yeah, they just
They'll never
fucking
do it.
won't. Like they just won't.
Nope.
But there's something so great about like those
People
and how
are
beautiful
so
they are.
mad
and, like,
about
and
that
they just
anniversary thing that they refuse to do any 2D animation for it at all.
Wish that movie?
No, the like anniversary like
Oh
celebration.
yes.
Where people were like, really? Like, seriously? Like it. You're not gonna celebrate the fact that you were a 2D like, animation company for
like,
most of your lifetime.
It just doesn't. And like I feel like that looks so much better than like what they're doing now. Like I don't even know. So,
look, man, animators get the shit end of the stick on every level.
So.
They need to unionize so badly.
Yeah.
Actually, well, I think they are, but they aren't. I don't remember. It's like a weird thing. We're probably going to have some strikes next year, too, because IATSE and the VFX guilds, I think, are up for their contracts up next year. So they're probably going to have to make some arguing points. And boy, do I know VFX people are definitely going to want to have some fucking changes in their life. Especially because of Marvel. They've been fucking them over forever. But so anyway, WB was making a Wile E. Coyote versus Acme movie. And it was another thing, like, you know, the Batgirl movie. Did you hear the stuff about that?
Yeah.
How it was fully finished and they just tossed it.
Yep.
This was also fully finished and they tossed it. And
so do the people get paid before? Like, what happens?
People that get paid before, yeah, but like you can't, like, you won't get the residuals.
Well, obviously,
which is very important for a lot of jobs.
But
and
just
you
making sure they
can't
got paid for something.
Yeah. And you usually, like, you know, you can't use it as example of your work because it never came out, which is also a big deal, especially for like the production people side of it, you know, like lighting and staged and whatnot, you know. But it's funny because this time around for the Coyote versus Acme movie, a bunch of the people were like, fuck you. And so they posted like videos of behind the stuff they worked on, like on social media, because everybody was pissed. Because not only has this never been a thing until Batgirl, like no movie's ever done, or studio's ever done that. No matter how shitty they've been, they've never 100% finished a movie and then used it as a tax write-off and gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
And now they've done it 3 times? I don't remember if the
the
Scooby-Doo movie was finished or not. But they like scrapped it while it was working or something. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember if that one was 100%. This one was also 100% though. And the difference though was like that people that saw the Batgirl movie, I say the difference. It shouldn't really be a difference. But like people that had seen the movie said it wasn't all that great. So people were like, you know. But this movie was apparently everybody that had seen it said it was hilarious and like a fantastic movie. Like big name directors that got to see it before, like, you know, in screenings, you know, like a bunch of different personalities. Like everybody said it was a really good movie. And they wrote to use it as a tax write-off and vaulted it. And people were pissed.
So there's like no way to force them to come out with it?
People got so pissed that they kept making a thing about it that they finally forced the studio to have some kind of comment about it, and they're going to allow the movie to be shopped around so that somebody else can buy it and play it, like that Netflix or whatever, Disney or Amazon. So the good thing about this has been, because they've now done this twice and it's been extremely high profile, a bunch of representatives from the government, because you made the government pay attention, which means you know you fucked up because they don't give a fuck about anything. We're like, this is the equivalent of building a house and burning it down for the insurance money. Like, we need some rules in place about this because this is actually really fucked up.
That's fair.
So
it's a very good analogy.
Yeah. So now they're putting together like a case to like look into what they can, if they can actually legally be doing this.
Is there a possibility that Batgirl could come out?
Who knows? Maybe. I don't really know.
But then again, people said it wasn't that good.
Yeah, but it's like a thing, like, right? Like, bad movies should still kind of exist.
Yeah, I mean, also like,
who knows? Maybe it's not bad. I don't know. But like, for the Coyote movie, everybody said it was good. So I mean, like,
I never even heard that they were like making that.
Yeah, yeah, I had heard about it, and then I forgot about it until they were like, and it's gone.
It's gone.
But yeah, so like, WB is it was really funny because also after the strike ended, they announced that they are working on a. Do you know who Edith? I want to say her last name. How do you pronounce her last name? Is Piaf, but the like French singer. You ever see Inception? Okay. Very, very famous singer. I believe she was alive around the time of like World War II. Very famous. They're making a movie about her using AI to bring back her likeness and voice. Now, the strike said you can only do things with, with especially with deceased people by you have to go to the estate, you have to get their permission, and you do have to pay them. But so it's said with in tandem with her estate. But either way,
so they agreed.
Apparently.
Okay.
But like everybody's like, I don't think WB doesn't know what a room is, let alone how to read one. Like, it's so fucked up, and especially because a lot of people are like, oh, so they're just gonna fucking like cybernetically necromance this person alive just because her grandkids want some fucking money.
But so there's, I don't know, like there's nobody that can do an impression of her. Like
that's what I'm saying. The amount of movies that exist of people doing impressions of like you could just have somebody do it.
Yeah.
Like Elvis just came out. Like
what's it called? They did such a good job with Bohemian Rhapsody, and he was like
good job is a strong word, but I know you like that movie.
I liked it. I thought it was a good movie, but I think he was like
lie.
The guy who did his voice was like
Rami Malek.
No, not this one who sang for him.
Oh, Rami Malek didn't sing?
No.
Oh.
Maybe he sang parts of it, but like for the most part, it's like this like Christian rock singer or something, and he sounds like just like him. So like that, like why can't they do something like that?
I also just don't like the movie because it's a fucking lie.
Why is it a lie?
Oh, because the band like hates Freddie Mercury. Because they're all still alive and he's not, and so they just changed the story to make them seem like they're actually good people.
No,
when they're not.
I didn't know that.
There's a whole thing. Sacha Baron Cohen, you know who that is? You know Borat? He's Borat.
Okay.
He was making a Freddie Mercury movie, and it was gonna be about just the wild shit he did. Like when Freddie Mercury was dying, he said, "You could do whatever you want with my life, but on the condition that it's fun." That was his like thing. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but it needs to be fun. And he was making a movie about how crazy Freddie Mercury was, like the wild parties with like little people with fucking dishes on their head that like carried coke around at parties. This was gonna be like the movie because that was actually stuff that happened. And people said that apparently Sacha Baron Cohen's voice was almost pitch perfect to Freddie Mercury's singing voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like. People said it was insane how good he was actually at singing and how close he was to Freddie Mercury. And then the band showed up and saw the movie and went, "You can't do any of this. Like you gotta change the ending to be like, Freddie died, but then we came together as a band and pressed on without him heroically." And he's like, "I'm not fucking doing that. Like I'm making a movie about Freddie, not any of you."
Yeah.
And they basically kept stalling the production to a point that like they couldn't continue. So Sacha Baron Cohen was like, "Fine, fuck it," and left.
Wow.
That's what then became Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know
Yeah, the
that.
band sucks. They're awful people.
Didn't know that at all.
Yeah. So there's that. And also, I just don't think it's a very good movie. But
I mean, I saw it like how many years ago? I don't know. Like,
yeah.
And when I watch things, like I don't really like.
It's also just
I just watch it and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's also just one of those things that like, on a personal level, it won the Oscars. Don't matter, but it won the Oscar for best editing.
That's like fake, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the Oscars really don't matter. But it won the Oscar for best editing, and there are multiple scenes in that movie where people are just sitting at a table and talking, and it's cutting every 2 seconds.
Yeah,
like. And that won best editing.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
But that stuff's fake, so doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like the fact that like Suicide Squad won best makeup versus Star Trek or Star Wars or like.
So stupid.
Whatever.
You're looking up the guy who sang.
Oh, yeah, sure. I was doing that.
But also, what's his face? Rami Malek. Is that his name? That you just said?
Rami Malek?
Yeah.
I feel like now I'm saying it wrong, but sure, yeah.
I just saw that they're doing a live action Prince of Egypt, which I just saw like a month ago,
Jesus Christ,
a couple weeks ago. So it feels very weird that all of a sudden this is
Christian rock musician.
Yeah, see?
Mark Mattel.
Yeah. But he sounds so much like him.
Martell.
But they're doing a live action Prince of Egypt and he's in that. But it feels very random because I just watched this movie and then all of a sudden they're like, we're making a live action.
I mean, I guess.
No, but that
it is just people.
But that makes sense because it came out so long ago. Like, if you're gonna do a live action, like,
but,
not Moana, that
like
just fucking did.
But I feel like the timeline doesn't make a difference. It's like
no, the timeline makes a huge difference. To me.
No, because I feel like there's also a fact of like Little Mermaid, right? Live action fish are always gonna look worse than an animated fish, no matter how much time has passed.
Yeah,
like
I also don't understand why they even went for a realistic look in the first place, because like they can do the live action but still have that cartoony look. Like the whole thing that happened with Sonic.
For kids. Why the fuck would they do that?
I guess, but like the whole thing that happened with Sonic, where he was fucking horrifying, but it was like more realistic, and then like they did like the more cartoony, and like it's great. Like
because
so
Disney hates people. The live action Lion King is the most. Live action, the CGI Lion King is the most like dead movie there is. It has the opposite of emotion because wild, real looking animals can't emote.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing though about any of the live actions is like you can do so much with animation, like of emoting, like a face, and then like they can't do that, and like the fact of like Flounder, like it's just horrifying. Like there's just nothing there.
But also they all keep losing money, so I'm like
but they keep doing it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm hoping at some point they realize it's just a fucking failure or whatever.
They're not. They're just gonna keep doing it. Instead of coming up with new movies, they're just gonna keep doing that.
Why do you need new things when the old things work?
Exactly. Like it's stupid, and it's like they work but worse. Yeah. Like why
well, it's
even
also
do it?
The worst the other worst thing too is that we've lost the middle market of like shitty teen movies.
Also, I love that we're like ragging on Disney, and I'm literally wearing a Disney shirt right now from when I was at the parks for the 50th anniversary
of the park.
Of
I was like, you weren't alive 50 years ago.
What?
Because Disney just celebrated 100.
Yeah.
So you weren't alive 50 years ago. So is it for the park?
This is for which park is it? I don't think.
Yeah. So it's specifically for the park, not the company.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
But I think
for World, I assume, since it says Walt Disney World.
But now I'm more confused because I was there during the 100th, not the 50th. Is this for a different park? It might not be World. I don't know. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But I just thought it was funny because I'm literally wearing a Disney shirt right now. Because I do love Disney, but I just wish they were
also not shitty.
Yeah, like if they just fucking realized and did what people wanted instead of. But then they're like, no, we can do whatever we want, and people will keep spending money.
There's also a slight thing of people don't know what they want, and that's partially true too.
No, but there's plenty of people that they've been asking for so long to go back to 2D, stop making live action, make new movies. It's just all this stuff. But also, and I'll talk about it really quickly because we're going over in time. But I don't know if you've seen anything about the new movie Wish.
I've not really.
Okay,
I just know exists, and I kind of know the general premise.
Yeah. So I don't even know the premise of it. Besides,
I saw the trailer because it was started. It was before a movie I saw.
But what I saw is because I saw people mad about it, and this is the whole reason I actually watched Prince of Egypt. But because they showed or they released, I don't know, the bad guy. I don't know who he is. Chris Pine plays him. Which he's a good singer.
Oh, Chris Pine. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, he's a good singer.
My brain went to the fucking Chris Pratt because he's also voicing Garfield.
I just saw that, and I was like, ew. And then of course it's just Chris Pratt talking.
Yep, sure is.
That's the other thing that's so fucking wild that they keep doing that, and they just won't stop. People are professionally trained, to do voice, and him to just, and there's so many
but
people
voice
that
actors get zero respect.
But there's so many people that just do it, and it's just them reading. It's so fucking annoying. It's so aggravating. But anyways, fuck that. I thought that.
Why pay voice actors? They don't matter. They're not real.
Yeah, I don't know. And then his, I thought that Mario sucked. I mean, it was a fine movie, but like it would have been better if those were not just big names and they were actually just like characters. And they're like, yeah, but people would be annoyed if you like actually heard that voice the whole time. It's like, no, because I'm here to see Mario. So if he wants to talk to me in his little Italian fucking plumber accent, I'm here for it. Like that's what I'm here for. It's not annoying to me.
Not his Italian accent, his Italian plumber accent.
Yes, it is specifically a hardworking plumber man. Like, it matters. But anyways, that's not what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Oh, Wish. Okay. So this song, and I heard part of this song. Dude, it fucking sucks. Like, I literally listened to it, and I thought that it was like, because I didn't really know like about the movie. I still don't really even know what the premise is. But I listened to this villain song, and I thought it's like a main character just being like, because he like it's basically like Nice Guy, the song, and he's just talking about how he does all this for her and like she doesn't care and like whatever. So it kind of just sounded like a main character singing about like, oh, I do all this and like I'm sick of it and I don't want to do this anymore, like, which that's like a main character thing, like that's like, so right, I literally thought it was that. There was nothing menacing about it, like there was nothing like villainy, like had no idea. And then I was reading the comments and people were like, this is the villain. And I was like, the villain? I was like, this is the villain? And then it also sounds like it's fucking like AI written, because he like repeats himself. Like he says like, I let you live for here, I don't even charge you rent. It's like, okay, that's the same thing, saying I let you live here for free and I don't charge you rent. Like right. We get it. Like, and it made no sense. But so then, because I watched that one, like a bunch of people just kept coming up like talking about rants about this song and like how it's not villainy, and then them comparing it to like other ones. So then that's when I listened to like a villain playlist like on Spotify, and then that's when I heard The Plagues, which is in The Prince of Egypt, for the first, well, not the first time. I had seen The Prince of Egypt when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but I didn't really
I was like, I've
them.
seen most of them as a child,
yes.
not since.
Same thing with like Road El Dorado and like all those.
I
like,
have seen that one.
Like,
I do love Road El Dorado.
I saw those as a kid, but I don't really remember. Treasure Planet, like I want to rewatch them because I don't remember any of them. But I had heard The Plagues, and I was like, oh shit, like this is good. Like this is, yeah. And then so I was like, what is this movie? I was like, I gotta watch this movie, because I was like, and that's why I ended up watching it.
Right.
But the difference, and even so, I'm gonna rewatch The Hunchback of Notre Dame because sorry. Yes.
Because you listened to the song about a priest wanting to fuck a girl.
Yes, which was so wild, because I was like, as a kid, I do not remember that the whole fucking plot of this movie is that he just wants
a priest wants to sleep with a girl.
Yes, wild. Like when I re-listened to that, because obviously that was on the playlist, like fucking wild. Did not remember that.
Insane song.
Yeah, did not remember that as a kid, but it's like so well written and everything, and so it's just like such a slap in the face with this like new Wish movie.
And they're so like, hot, the guy has to question God.
He's literally a priest. Like, yeah. But the fact that, you know, they say that this movie is 10 years in the making, and like, and then it's like, so whatever. It's like, I'm probably still gonna see it just to.
I won't.
I mean, I probably won't see it in theaters, but I'll probably like see it when it's eventually like out. But it just like, it's like, that's not a like what happened. Like they're just doing so much that nobody's asking for, and it's like not good. And then
yep,
I don't know, and they just keep pumping out these live actions for like no fucking reason. Like
they sure do, and everybody hates it.
Yep. But
all right,
little rant.
Well, that's the end of our episode. I'll have to figure out a title for this one.
I mean, we talked about FNAF for like a half hour.
Probably just gonna name it. Yeah. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Vaguely Anime Podcast. You have 4 weeks to watch Bocchi the Rock. So get on that.
I was like, wait, because I actually thought I was saying that makes sense.
So get on that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, like, follow, check out Cat the Moonstar on Twitch, who's actually been streaming. Mm-hmm. Will that be the case in 5 weeks when this comes out? Who knows?
Yes, it will. I've been pretty good for a month now.
Yeah. You've been somewhat consistent.
Yep. Might be streaming tonight. That doesn't matter, because this is 5 weeks in the future.
I was thinking about lessening it, but then Sage was just like, I will probably be a lot more chaotic in the next few months. And I was like, all right, well, I was going to message you guys today and be like, do you guys want to make it like a week, maybe 2, like difference? And I was like, oh, well, not doing that now. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week for whatever we talk about.
Bye.
Bye.